In this video I'm going to talk about writing from spirit and also courageousness and clarity. So hi, my name's Jody Dean, and if you're interested in anything to do with spiritual awakening, self-development, growth, mindset, purpose, alignment, then keep watching. Here I have a gorgeous street cat, but actually you can't, it's probably going to come into the camera at some point. And I'm here in Chania in Crete, and there is a glorious seascape view as we approach dusk. And sometimes, you know guys, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. And right behind me here, there is a marathon going on. You can just make out. Unfortunately, in this mode on the camera, I can't zoom in, but you will see like little figures, right? They're pouring through onto the road there. They've stopped the traffic, and it's not a sprint, it's a marathon, guys. And life is the same. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. So also be patient. And part of the whole courageousness thing is also about having the courage to persevere and to not beat ourselves up and fall into those old patterns where we're letting the monster within, the inner critic, get the better of us and take over, right? Take control, which is all the ancestral and cultural patterns and cultural programming that we're carrying. And yeah, so having said that, can you see them? Can you see those people there? Just like there's one right there, there's another one, there's some more. It's a whole, right? I just kind of came across this. Anyway, I wanted to kind of be by the sea, otherwise there would be another thing, the marathon. This came, of course, the marathon idea came from Greece, at least that we know of. Anyway, back to writing from spirit. So yes, writing from spirit is a thing, guys, and it's something, it's opening up that channel, right? That direct channel through the crown, downloading information, insights, allowing spirit to speak through us, and ultimately allowing ourselves to be this kind of vessel for the soul. And it's something I've been very curious about. You know, I did my major in my degree in writing, creative writing. So I've always been interested in writing, but I was also in tandem with that interested in spiritual awakening and also channeling. And it's been the last kind of 15 years really that I've gone deeper into it, and the last 3-4 years that I fully had my channel open. And it's quite life gets very interesting, right, when you're open to the multidimensional like that. And of course we must also be aligned and grounded and learn how to protect ourselves and have energy hygiene. So that's another thing that is important with this whole thing about energy work, about working with spirit, about channeling spirit, writing from spirit, etc. So a different perspective, a new perspective opens up. And yes, so it can be one of the most fulfilling things. And for example, this latest book that I have written, the Avalon Revelations, which is just out now, the link will be in the description, or just look for it, search the Avalon Revelations. We find that, well, I found actually that I was, you know, having direct revelation and allowing it to come through, allowing mystical insight to come through, and allowing spirit to guide me as I wrote. And this book came to life, it came to form, it got birthed through me getting out of the way, and allowing spirit to speak, right? In this case, the realm of Avalon to speak, and all that is connected with that. And I also feel it's only the beginning of my journey with Avalon in this lifetime. So that's another thing. So here we have little kitty again. He's come back just as I speak about Avalon. Interesting. Yes. You wanna be famous? Wanna be famous, kitty? This new friend, never met this cat before, but yeah, So the courageousness involved and the clarity needed is also really, really key to understand, because it's elemental to have this kind of courageousness, bravery to go forth, right, in our pursuit of our passion, in pursuit of the muse, of what we're in love with, what fills us up, really, what lights us up. Because again, like expectations from others, from society, the programming, the internalized belief systems, the internalized critic, right, the inner critic. I mean, I've created a character, really, and I just kind of realized that this character is, his name is Al. That's, or Mal is another word for him. I'm not quite sure which name we're doing, but Mal or Al. And say hi, you're famous. And I realized part of this character, who I do kind of improvised comedy with, is an aspect of all the internalized criticism, these kind of adult figures, in my life, who were judging, I felt judged by, condescended by, etc. And so there are elements of this character in this person. Now, I wouldn't say that's writing from spirit, writing that character, but on some levels there are archetypes involved here, which are also universal, and then that gets more into kind of the collective unconscious and the unseen, right? The spiritual realm that connects us all, in the interwoven interconnectedness of the web of life. So there's another, idea or book there that might get birthed or might get written that's exploring that as well, and that's just coming through right now, right? And it's also being awake to and alive to what is and what wants to come through us. So important, so important. So the other thing, of course, is clarity, and finding clarity, allowing ourselves to get clarity, and pushing that clarity button, going, right, more clarity, please, more clarity. And if there was an instant fix to allow ourselves to get clarity, I would say it's A, meditation. Oh yeah. B, writing and journaling to get it out in front of us. And C, coaching. Yeah. I'm not trying to sell you anything here, but it's just been my experience. Coaching and mentoring from those who've come before us as well, who have become masters, and can just, when we receive, when you read the words of someone who's an inspiration to you, right, they have a clarity that you receive when you experience those words or hear those words. And that's what we're getting at. We're getting at this higher perspective, this higher dimension, where things become a lot clearer. We go from lo-fi to ultra high definition, basically, right? Everything comes into ultra high definition, and then we can see where we are and actually what's going on, and what music we're actually dancing to, and is this the right broadcast, the right channel, the right frequency that we're dancing to, or are we dancing to something else that actually is a weird kind of dance that's not serving us, and actually we're expending energy in all kinds of ways, but not actually living our truth. And it's kind of like we're on a treadmill in that case, spiritually, archetypally, metaphorically, and literally sometimes. Kind of like just, in the rat race or whatever, and just going through the motions in autopilot, kind of numbed out, right? You see that in big cities particularly, the kind of people in the tubes and the metros and the subways and everything, just kind of like so closed down and so just trying to get through the day and like on autopilot and kind of zoned out, right? And I always just abhorred that reality and never wanted to be part of it, even though I did have to be a part of it in certain times of my life, because one was eating humble pie, but the other one was to learn what it's like to be like that, and also to have a contrast, to go, okay, this is definitely not the thing for me, and to have a different perspective to motivate me to experience new things and broaden my horizons. Anyway, okay, we're 10 minutes in now. How long are we going to go? Don't know, but probably ending pretty soon. So, but if you do watch till the end, good for you, because I have a little gift for you if you do. So I'll share that with you at the end. Now, I should probably said that at the beginning, but hey. So we've got the clarity, we've got the courage that's absolutely hyper important. You know, I really, really recommend, I really advise, I highly advise to not overlook the theme of bravery and courage, right? This is not about warriors and soldiers in the battle and only about that, right? Or firemen, fire ladies, firefighters, right? This is universal. It's the courage in your own life, right? Whatever that looks like, to say the thing that's uncomfortable, to have the difficult conversation with someone, your significant other, or a family member, or a friend, or a boss, or whatever, right? Or with yourself, actually, right? To have that uncomfortable conversation with yourself about, yeah, what's actually really going on, and what difficult emotions might be around, and maybe that you're putting up with stuff, right? Maybe you're always putting yourself last. Maybe you've got very flimsy boundaries, and that's causing problems for you that you're haven't been willing to look at, right, until now. Perhaps it's something else entirely. Perhaps you're just not living your best life, and you're settling for second best, right? With the work you're doing, with the relationship you're in, perhaps with the life you're living, the home you live in, the place you live, right? And it's like, truth is knocking on your door, but will you listen, right? And that can come through pain, right? The experience of pain. When we really start to experience, okay, what is actually really going on? I need to be really present to what is, because something's out of alignment here, something's not working, right? And that can, cause us to be in dis-ease, right? Which then can come into illness, right? Etc., being unwell, right? Because we're out of alignment. There isn't that unity, right? That axis is wonky, right? When we go from the root through the sacral, our power center, heart, throat center, speaking truth, the mind, the third eye, that vision, that seeing things from different perspectives, and also seeing beyond the surface, and the crown, which is the connection to spirit and unity consciousness. So when we have that aligned, that is true, right? True gnosis, true seeing, I believe. And we have so much more clarity. But it's particularly this area, right? That is the root and the home of seeing and clarity. And so, you could say, well, that's one reason why, the tilak in the Hindu tradition is there, right? It's that spot, that dot of like awareness, clarity, right? Knowing who you are, knowing who we really are, right? And if we don't investigate, if we don't get curious and examine, then we can't know who we really are. So that's an invitation for you. So we've talked about writing from spirit. We've talked about the clarity. We've talked about the courageousness and the bravery, right? And that's saying what you think, with heart. That's speaking truth. That's choosing yourself first, right? Because if your cup is empty, how can you pour into another cup? You can't, right? You've got to love yourself first, right? And of course, like in terms of leadership, you know, there is this very beautiful notion of like, you know, the servant leader who eats last, right? Make sure everyone else in their team, in their organization, comes first, right? And that's totally noble, and I totally, you know, I'm totally with that, right? But the leader themselves has to be nourished at a core level, otherwise they're going to be running on empty, and they're going to be leading from a deficit. And what happens when we lead from that place is going to be an unnurturing space ultimately, because we're going to have to try and take it from others, even though we're trying to be, right? You can get into that martyr complex, and like, I'm sacrificing all this for you kind of thing, and it becomes distorted. So yeah, that's another thing I wanted to share as well. But anyway, you may or may not know, I've got a wonderful Writing from Spirit masterclass that's coming up, and if you're interested in that, then check out the link in the description. If it's there, I will be putting it in at some point, even if it's not right when this video goes live. And then the other thing is, yeah, if you'd like some more clarity in your life, I offer these 20-minute life accelerator sessions, and it's a chance for you, you know, gifted chance for you to get real crystal clear about what's going on for you, your challenges on your spiritual awakening journey, on your soul purse discovery trajectory, and you know, live your best life and activate that higher vision, right? Activate that vision for who you really are and who you really need to be and become, right? And to create that. So, and that's also a link in the description, so feel free to use that and book yourself a call. And yes, anyway, I've been Jody Dean. I hope that's been helpful for you. Blessings. And also there is a Writing from Spirit program I'm running, and that's beginning in January, so I also link you with that as well. It's going to be really fantastic, really powerful. So blessings to you. Have a wonderful day wherever you are in the world. Look, it's already dusk now. Time is happening. All right, blessings. Bye for now.